Hello everyone. So let us solve this question from wave optics. In the figure, an arrangement of Young's double slit experiment is shown. Okay. A parallel beam of light of wavelength lambda in medium n1 is incident at an angle theta as shown. Distances s1o is equal to s2o. Point O is the origin of the coordinate system. The medium on the left and right side of the plane of slits have refractive indices n1 and n2 respectively. Distance between the slits is small d. The distance between the screen and the plane of slits is capital D. And all the values are given. Capital D, small d, theta, lambda, values of refractive indices n1 and n2. So if you see the diagram, there is a parallel beam of light, okay, that is incident on this plane of slits containing S1 and S2 slits. Okay, this is a parallel beam of light and this light is making an angle theta with this horizontal. Okay, and refractive index of this medium left side of the plane of slit is n1 and refractive index of the medium right side is n2. And finally the interference pattern is formed on this screen, okay, which is nothing but y-axis. Okay, the center of the screen is taken as origin. Okay, above the origin is positive y-axis, below the origin is negative y-axis. Okay, so the question is the y coordinate of the point where the total phase difference between the interfering waves is 0. Okay, so first of all, I have drawn this figure again. If you look at this diagram, these are the incident rays. Okay, so here let me draw a perpendicular line to the incident rays in this fashion. Let me say this is a perpendicular line. Okay, this is perpendicular. Now this is the incident beam of light and this is the perpendicular, and let me name this perpendicular. I can say K dash. This is the perpendicular K dash. Now you can see that this is the parallel beam and this is perpendicular to the beam, so you can say that this perpendicular is nothing but wave front of this beam of light. Okay, so in this occasion let us recall what is a wave front. Wave front is a surface which is perpendicular to the direction in which the light rays are moving. These light rays are moving in this direction, so this is nothing but perpendicular to the light rays, so you can say K dash is the wavefront of this light ray. And one particular property of the wavefront is that every point on the wavefront have same phase at a particular instant, or you can say all the points on the wavefront will oscillate with same phase. So you can say these are the points. Okay, so you can say all these 3 points oscillate with the same phase. Now let us say this is nothing but the light that is incident on slit S1. Okay, so let me say this particular point is A. Okay, but A is the location where the light ray is entering from medium N1 into the slit S1. Okay, and let this point be B and let this point is C. Now you can see that since K dash is wavefront, all the points on this wavefront will have same phase. Okay, or you can say all the points on this wavefront will oscillate with same phase. So you can say phase of A and phase of C are equal, because all these points on the waves will oscillate with the same phase. So you can say phase of this point A and phase of this point C is same. Okay, now from this, what can you say? Phase difference, which we generally denoted by delta phi, is equal to 0 for phase difference is 0 for points A and C. Okay, now generally in Young's double slit experiment, not this case, this is a special case, but I'm talking about general Young's double slit experiment, the light that is entering from both these sources A and B, okay, or sorry, the light that is entering from both these sources or both these slits S1 and S2 will have same phase. Okay, obviously both light entering from S1 and S2 will have same frequency, that is the meaning of coherent waves. Okay, but also in general we consider that light that is entering from this slit and this slit have same phase. Okay, but in this particular example, A and B do not have same phase. What have same phase? A and C have same phase. So A and B do not have same phase. Okay, so we want to find out phase difference between A and B. We do not know. But one thing is we know, what is that? A and C are similar. Phase of A and phase of C is similar. So you can say phase difference between A, B is same as phase difference between C, B. Okay, so I can write phase difference between AB is same as phase difference between BC. Why? Because you know that A and C are oscillating in same phase. So phase difference between AC is 0. Phase difference between AB is nothing but phase difference between CB. Okay. Now we have to find out phase difference between CB. But we cannot find out phase difference directly. For that we need to know what is path difference. Path difference between BC. Okay. So first, this path difference is always the optical path difference. Okay, there is difference between optical path and a real path. Okay, so first of all, we do not know what is optical path. First, let us see what is real path length. CB is how much? This is nothing but real path difference between point C and point B. First we'll find out CB, then we'll find out optical path difference. See, path difference itself means optical path difference. Then from this path difference we'll find out phase difference. Okay, so let us first find out what is CB. So from this figure, okay, you can see that this line and this line are perpendicular. Okay, and also this line and this line are perpendicular, and this is the angle between these two lines. So same angle will be there between these two lines, this line and this line. And we already know that the length of AB, the distance between S1 and S2 slit, is small d. Okay, so from here this hypotenuse is given, this is right angle, this hypotenuse is given, this angle is also given. So BC I can just write BC or CB, I can directly write it as d sine theta. Okay, from this figure it is very much clear that BC is d sine theta. BC is d sine theta. Okay, now let us find out optical path difference or path difference. What is path difference between BC? See, if this is a vacuum, then I can say the actual path difference and optical path difference both are same. But this is not vacuum. This is some medium of refractive index N1. In that case, optical path difference will be equal to actual path difference into refractive index. That is nothing but d sine theta into N1. This is the path difference between these 2 points. Okay, and we also know that path difference between these 2 points is same as path difference between these 2 points. Okay, so you can also say this is nothing but path difference between points A and B. Okay, path difference between points A and B can also be written as d sine theta into n1 into n1. Okay, now we got path difference between AB. Now let us find out phase difference between AB. Okay, you know that relation phase difference is equal to path difference into 2 pi by lambda. This is the relation between phase difference and path difference. So we already know path difference between AB. So let us find out phase difference between AB. Path difference between AB means path difference between the light that is entering from slit A and slit B. Okay, so this I can write it as d sine theta into n1 into 2 pi by lambda. This is delta phi. Okay, now understand one important point here. Okay, if these two lights that are entering from slit S1 and S2 do not have any phase difference, then the maxima is formed exactly at this point, that you already know. Why? Because initially also there is no phase difference, and if you join these 2 points, this is O. Okay, if you join S1O and S2O, they also have equal path length, and initially also there is no path difference. Okay, so initially there is no phase difference, and S1O S2O are also equal. So at this point also there will be no phase difference between the interfering waves. So at this point, since there is no phase difference, the waves, amplitude of the waves will add, and the maxima is formed at the center. Okay, but since here in this particular problem, S1 and S2 slits, whatever light is entering from them, that has some already finite phase difference. Okay, that is equal to this much, we found out. Okay, it already has some phase difference. So even if you join S1O and S2O, since these paths are equal, this path length is equal. Okay, since they already have initial phase difference, at this point also they will have phase difference. Okay, so which point on the screen, okay, if they meet, at that point there will be no phase difference. We have to find out such point. Now if you analyze before entering into N2 medium, if you analyze N1 medium, can you tell me, we have already proved that S1 and S2 has phase difference. Then which ray is leading and which ray is lagging? That is very obvious from this figure. If this is first ray, this is second ray, this is third ray. Okay, second ray is not entering into N2 medium only. So forget second ray. We are only seeing first ray and third ray. Okay, out of 1 and 3, first ray is leading, third ray is lagging. Or you can say first ray is ahead of third ray. Why? First ray is already entering into medium 2. Okay, at that time the similar phase to this point is at this point. Okay, so you can say that, or you can say this third ray is having this much path length extra compared to the first ray in medium N1. Okay, so third ray is traveling extra length compared to the first ray. So whatever interference pattern has to be formed on this wall, okay, we have to find a point where maxima is formed. That means no phase difference. So in N1, third ray is leading first ray. So in N2, these rays should travel in such a way that third ray should lead first ray. that time they get compensated. Okay, this is very simple. See, assume that there is a journey between the rays, and this is first half of the journey, this is second half of the journey. In first half of the journey, if ray 1 is traveling faster than ray 3, and finally both should meet the destination at the same time, then obviously in the second half ray 3 should run faster than ray 1. Then only they can meet at a point where there is no phase difference. Okay, so that is only possible when we draw the rays like this. They are meeting here. Okay, from here, can you tell me which ray is traveling longer from this location to this location? Okay, in the medium n1, you can see that third ray is leading the first ray. First ray is leading the third ray, or you can say that there is a extra path of this much, okay, between this point and this point. These 2 points A and B are not in phase. Okay, so for point B to become in phase with point A, there is an extra path of this much. So in second case, this third ray should have less path and first ray should have more path. Then only it gets compensated. That how can we confirm? If you draw a perpendicular from this point B like this, assume this is perpendicular. Okay, now let us say this perpendicular point is D, and wherever they are meeting, that point is P. Okay, so this is the perpendicular, and since these two slits are very close to each other, we can assume that BP and DP are same. BP and DP are of equal lengths, because in Young's double slit experiment we assume that the rays are nearly parallel. Okay, so you can say this first ray is having extra length this much. Okay, here in the medium n1, third ray is having extra length this much. Okay, so AD should be in such a way that, okay, the phase difference created by AD should exactly compensate the phase difference created by CB. Once again I am saying AD should be in such a way that phase difference created by AD should be exactly equal and opposite to the phase difference created by CB, that is point C and B. Then only you can say at this point there will be zero phase difference. When there is zero phase difference, maxima is formed here. Okay, now from this figure, okay, let us assume this angle is beta. Okay, now this hypotenuse is anyhow D and this is beta. Now from simple trigonometry you can say that AD is equal to D sine beta. Now this is the actual path length, but I am concerned about path difference. Sorry, this is the actual path difference, but I want path difference or optical path difference. What will be the optical path difference between AD? Optical path difference between AD will be equal to actual path difference into refractive index of that medium. So that will be N2D sine beta. Are you able to understand? Now what am I saying? The path difference between the points A and D should be exactly same as path difference between C and B. Okay, then only whatever phase difference is created by these 2 points will be exactly compensated by the phase difference created by these 2 points. When I am saying these 2 points, actually I mean these 2 points. Okay, because initially between point A and B there is already a phase difference, and that phase difference has to be nullified. Okay, that phase difference should be negated by one more phase difference that is created in this path, that is AD. And it is very clear that the phase difference caused between points A and B because of the light on the left hand side, okay, will be opposite to the phase difference created because of these rays. Because how can we say that? Because in N1 this third ray is traveling extra length, in N2 first ray is traveling extra length. They should travel in such a way that path difference here and path difference here should be equal. Okay, so equate the path difference. Okay, so I'm continuing here. Okay, you should equate the path difference such that path difference between C and B should be equal to path difference between A and D. When I say path difference, it is optical path difference, obviously. So what is path difference between C and B? We already found out. That is equal to d sine theta n1. So d sine theta n1 should be equal to path difference between A and D. Okay. See, I'm not, path difference between A and D is not the correct way to express it. It is actually the path difference between these two rays. Okay. CB is the path difference between these two rays. Similarly, AD is the path difference between these two rays. AD is the actual difference of the length of the path, and from there we are finding out path difference. Okay, path difference between these two rays is, okay, n2 d sine beta. n2 d sine beta. Okay, from here d and d gets cancelled. Okay, and sine theta is already known because it is given in the question. You see the question here. Theta is equal to 30 degrees. Okay, so write sine 30 is equal to half into n1. n1 is 4 by 3. 4 by 3 is equal to n2. n2 is how much? 10 by 9. 10 by 9 into sine beta. Okay, so sine beta is equal to this 3 cancels here. So how much are we left? So it will be 3 by 5. This is sine beta. Okay, now what should I find out actually in the question? Once look at the question. The y coordinate of the point where the total phase difference between the interfering waves is 0. Okay, from that argument we already got that this is the point where the total phase difference is 0. Why? AD is the phase difference created between these two waves, which is compensating the phase difference when they were entering into the slits. Okay, so I have to find out this length. Now from the Young's double slit experiment, okay, if you draw this line like this, okay, and this point, let us say it is R. Okay, now you can easily prove that this beta will be exactly equal to this beta. Okay, please see, please look carefully. What did I say? Angle ABD is equal to angle BRP. Angle BRP, that is equal to beta. Okay, how did I come to this conclusion? For that you go through the derivation of Young's double slit experiment, the fringe expression derivation. Okay, you can go through any standard proof. You will see how does this proof come. First of all, by assuming that these three rays are nearly parallel to each other. Okay, from that assumption we get that this beta is equal to this beta. Okay, now I'm sorry, there is a small mistake. I meant this beta. Yes, angle ABP is equal to angle B, sorry, ORP. I should have written ORP. I'm sorry for this mistake. Once again, I'm saying this angle ABD is beta. Okay, so from simple trigonometry, we can prove that angle ORP is also equal to beta. Okay, that proof comes from the fact that these two rays are nearly parallel. Okay, and by using simple trigonometry, you can prove that this angle and this angle are equal. Okay, how? Because you can see that this line and this line are perpendicular. Similarly, this line and this line are perpendicular. Why? Because we assume that these three are nearly parallel. So if this line is perpendicular to this line, so this line should be perpendicular to this line also. From that argument, we can say that this angle and this angle beta are same. Okay, from this figure we can find out what is tan beta. Okay, we already found out that sine beta is equal to 3/5. From here we can easily find out what is tan beta. That is sine beta by cos beta, it will be equal to 3/4. Okay, so what is tan beta from this figure? Tan beta is opposite side by adjacent side. Okay, so tan beta, I can write it as opposite side, that is OP, divided by adjacent side, that is RO. And we already know this is capital D distance because it is already given in the question. So from there we can find out what is OP. What is OP? OP is equal to OR into tan beta. OR is what? Capital D. Capital D is 1 meter. You can see here. Capital D is 1 meter. So it is 1 into tan beta. Tan beta is 3/4. So answer is 3/4 meters. Okay. Now this distance is 3/4 OP. But we have assumed that this is origin. So above is positive y, below is negative y. So coordinate of this point P should be minus 3/4 because it is below O. Okay, so the answer is option C, y is equal to minus 3/4. If you have any doubts, you can comment in the comment section. Thank you.